The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman. Your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures. Visit dormanday.ky.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local environment. This is where we address the topics that matter. Here's your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome to The Buzz. I am your host. Did I get cut off already? Do I do my intro all over again? Good morning, Cayman. Welcome to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we have a bit of an open line this morning. We're just coming off a long, action-packed weekend, at least for some of us. It was like a half action-packed for me. So there's a lot to talk about, and I'm also open to talk about whatever is on your mind. So do give us a call at 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261. So what were you up to this long weekend? We did have the National Heroes Day ceremony that was yesterday. There was also the East End Surf Challenge yesterday, which I was at, and there was a couple of other things going on throughout the weekend. So let me know what you were doing, how the vibes were, what happened for you this weekend, or if you just were home relaxing and enjoying some peace with yourself or with your family. That's all good too. Sometimes we need a lot of that. So I'm going to start with the East End Surf Challenge. And it's the season start to a competitive jet ski circuit in the year with AM and pro divisions. And the East End Fish Fry was absolutely packed. It's usually packed, but it was super packed yesterday. I think we waited about 45 minutes for our food, but we were very fairly warned. I think there was also about 3 fish tea stalls and a fish tea cook-off. I don't know what happened there. I missed out on the fish tea. Don't ask me why. I think I just ate a lot while I was there. There was some great music. There was a race announcer that was brought in from Florida. A lot of people, family, great weather yesterday. I know there was a little bit of cloud or rain that kind of passed over Grand Cayman, but, it didn't stop those races. So great weather and even greater vibes. I really liked being out there and watching the jet skiers. So watching those races, I kept thinking that, that could easily be me. Why aren't I out there racing? What happened? I did not get involved so much in water sports when I moved here. I learned how to dive, but come on, I would love to be out there racing wave runners. Are you kidding? How much fun would that be? And what I did notice is I don't think that there was a women's division. I came about midway in the afternoon, but I do not recall seeing a women's division. So where are my women wave runners out there? You cannot grow up on this island and not experience riding a jet ski. To me, that's almost impossible. And I'm sure there's some adrenaline-packed women out there like me. I'm a bit of an adrenaline junkie that would love to do this. So I'd love to see more of that. And if not, maybe we'll bring back the women's division next year. Because me and my friends were like, we could easily do this. We don't know who's going to sponsor our wave runner. Because I understand it costs a little bit of money or quite a lot of money to soup up your wave runner, I guess. There's high performance parts that these guys are getting, and it's a lot of money that they put in. It's a bit of prize money as well that they get, but I don't know if it all evens out. So it's kind of it's a big investment for racers. So it was pretty awesome being out there, and I want to give a congratulations to those who did place in the East End Surf Challenge yesterday. So a big congratulations to CJ Wisdom, who won in the AM division, and Klein Glidden Jr. the third, I think it is. So Klein Glidden Jr., he won in the pro division. And I think the pro division, you walked away with $5,000, if I'm correct. So that's pretty good. But again, a lot of that money, probably a little less than half of it, is going in to make sure that their machines are race ready and that they're going to be winning out there. So big up to those guys and the effort it takes. what I did see is, what I did hear, I have a video clip of one of the one of the winners who's speaking, and he goes, "I didn't even practice. I haven't been out here all year, but you know what? Just come out here and do it, man. Just do it." I laughed so hard. I mean, I'm going to make a meme out of this, because he was like, "Yeah, I didn't practice. I just came out here and did it, and I won the thing." I was in the AM division. So I was like, all right, yeah, that could be me out there. Next year, maybe he'll lend me his wave runner. We'll see what happens. But again, congrats to those who won in the AM division again, CJ Wisdom, and in the pro division, Klein Glidden Jr., I think the third. Okay, I'm waiting to hear from you guys, and I want to hear how your weekend went. So if you want, you can give me a call, 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, and you can WhatsApp call or WhatsApp message at 925-3261. I hope everybody's having a safe and dry drive into work this morning. So far, I think this is one of the first mornings we're not seeing some rain in some while. I know yesterday was all right too, but we did see some rain. Today it's supposed to be raining. I think 76% chance of rain according to my iPhone, which might contradict the weather that we gave in the news a little bit earlier. So just maybe stay tuned to that weather as well. It's going to come up again at 8:15. We got a WhatsApp in the middle of the night from one of our listeners, I believe could be overseas, and although this isn't a topic I'm going to be going into right now, still love to hear from you if you do want to discuss about it. But the comment, it's in regards to the roads authority getting ready to install new signs urging drivers to give space to cyclists, which we all know that we need this, except for the cyclists that like to be on their bicycle in tandem and be having these long drawn out conversations and not noticing any cars, beside them. We can't do that. You cannot ride beside each other. You have to go in a single file line, guys. I'm tired of it. This is why you get knocked down half the time. So the comment from this person said, pedestrians, cyclists, and horse-drawn carriages were using roads long before the invention of the automobile. It doesn't make sense to relegate these road users to second-class status. Everyone has a right to use the road, provided that they are doing so in a safe and responsible manner. And I'd have to agree. Everybody does have the right to use the road, doing so in a safe and responsible manner, being aware of what the laws are in the country that you are. Because road safety and road laws in the country that you may have come from might be quite different than in Cayman. So a part of being a responsible road user is to also understand the laws that pertain to the country that you live in. You got to kind of follow the flow of traffic that way. All right, so that's a comment from one of the listeners that came in via WhatsApp in the middle of the night. So next, I want to turn to Heroes Day, which was yesterday. It's one of the biggest celebrations that we have on our calendar throughout the year, and the first official holiday in the new year, besides New Year's Day, right? Besides that. So Heroes Day. That was yesterday, and it was celebrated under the theme, Honoring a Nation Built, the Power of Physical Infrastructure. This theme recognized individuals and organizations whose work in developing the islands' physical infrastructure has led to lasting transformative impact on the nation's growth, economic activity, social development, and quality of life. These organizations or infrastructures included roads, ports, airports, utilities, and public buildings. Now, the categories for the National Recognition Awards were broken into 3 tiers. There was Landmark Leaders, which are the early pioneers, Infrastructure Innovators, which are considered the pioneers, and the Builders of Cayman, which is the group award. So to describe those categories, when it comes to Landmark Leaders, this category honors up to 25 individuals from across all 3 islands who led or contributed to the creation of major public infrastructure in the Cayman Islands before 1970. These include major roads, ports, airports, utilities, or fundamental public buildings. To be eligible to be recognized in this award category, an individual must have been the originator, driving force, or key executor behind a major public infrastructure project that was either the first of its kind or significantly transformed life in the Cayman Islands. In addition, the individual must have left a lasting legacy with their contribution still visible, functional, or meaningfully felt within the community today. So that is your early pioneers. And in the infrastructure innovators category, this category recognized up to 75 individuals from across the 3 islands who have played a long-term transformative role in the national infrastructure development. To be eligible, an individual must have consistently contributed to 30 years or more directing the planning and design, execution, or policy development of major physical infrastructure. The individual must have demonstrated a record of excellence or innovation that has had a substantial national impact on the Cayman Islands and must have received formal recognition for their professional work such as accreditation, licensure awards, or honors from a professional body or government entity, whether locally, regionally, or internationally. And the last category, the Builders of Cayman, which is a group award. This category honors companies, businesses, statutory authorities, and government departments that have made exceptional, long-standing contributions to national development through infrastructure. To be eligible, an organization must have been established for 30 years or more and demonstrate a proven record of distinguished and consistent service in infrastructure development. And the organization must also have made transformative contributions to major national infrastructure projects, such as roads, ports, airports, utilities, or public buildings that have had, again, a lasting impact on the physical and civic landscape of the Cayman Islands. Whew, that was pretty wordy. But those are the 3 categories that were recognized in National Heroes Day, which was yesterday. So that sums up what those 3 categories were. And if you weren't in attendance, there's actually a little bit more, but I feel like I said a whole lot there. So if you weren't in attendance for the ceremony, you can watch the replay on CIG's YouTube channel, and you can also see all the award recipients in the program guide online. Now, there's over 100, like around 125 individuals and groups that I could be naming here. I don't have the time to do that. So definitely go online and check out who some of these recipients were. You definitely know some people. And you can go to gov.ky/events/national-heroes-day. So that is where you can find the program guide that lists out all the recipients honored at National Heroes Day yesterday. Now, congratulations to all individuals and organizations who were awarded, but of course, we have to give the biggest shout out, the most love to our very own, which is Radio Cayman. Toot toot! Way to go, Radio Cayman. Yes, Radio Cayman was awarded as Builders of Cayman, and that's a group award, and I believe our director Norma McField was present yesterday, and Miss Paulette, to receive the honors for the station. So thank you to our 2 leading ladies there for Radio Cayman, and congrats again, Radio Cayman, and all the people who work here, because, you know, present and in the past, and in the future too. We don't know who you're going to be. But man, we have a really important job here, and I think we do an absolutely amazing job, and absolutely nobody beats us at putting out the news and the content when it comes to informing, educating, and entertaining the people of the Cayman Islands, and I'm extremely proud of our team. Boom. On that note, we're going to go to a bit of a break, and then we're going to be talking about the digital IDs the government has just started rolling out.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
Land ownership, like many societies, has been extremely important to the Cayman Islands. Outside of the land grants of 1735 to 1742, the traditional Caymanian method of acquiring land ownership was to claim, mark, work, and build on any unused tract of land. Although the informal system worked well in the earlier days, a more robust system was put into place which would be to everyone's best interest. The Land Registration Act passed in September 1850, and an official registrar of lands was appointed. Former slaves were able to obtain title to their homes, and larger landowners obtained stronger titles, which permitted them to profit by selling surplus land. The system seems to have worked almost too well, as concerns regarding land ownership became virtually obsolete, and the relatively modest population size did not deplete land resources or create a competitive market. It would not be until 1960 that the land registrations would undergo significant change in order to keep pace with the influence of modern development.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future,
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
from our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we have a bit of an open line, at least for, the next 10 minutes or so. And I'm going to be turning to a bit of a hot topic with the introduction of digital IDs in the Cayman Islands. I am welcoming your calls. 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or you can WhatsApp us at 925-3261. Now, I will admit that my knowledge of this is still a little bit surface level. About a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, one of my neighbors stopped me and was talking to me then urgently about digital IDs. And I was like, okay, it was just probably too early. So I hadn't had coffee. I was like, I can't have this conversation right now. It was a little too much. But, this neighbor, I know he's always kind of on the cusp of things. And it was always in the back of my mind. I was like, I've got to research this topic a little bit more. And lo and behold, it's taken me a very long time to get into it, because now we are introducing digital IDs. So, around the world, governments are rolling out digital IDs from Europe to Africa and now right here in the Cayman Islands. Some people say it's about convenience and security, and others say it's the first step toward mass surveillance and social control. I don't think it will be the first step, because we do know that they're surveilling us on our phones, on our smart devices within our homes. So I don't think it's the first step, but it might be another giant step towards mass surveillance and social control. Well, the digital IDs, they are here. On January 23rd, just last Friday, government published a press release titled MSDI launches Cayman Islands identification card, My EID. This EID, it puts your personal data online. It was also supposed to be highlighted at the Chamber of Commerce's Economic Forum, which took place late last week. I was not at the forum, so I don't know what was said about it. So I'm going to mostly go off the press release the government issued, but I'm going to get into some further context and hopefully some discussion on digital IDs, but I'm first going to read to you the press release that was published last Friday on gov.ky/news. The Ministry of Social Development and Innovation, through the Department of E-Government, has launched the Cayman Islands identification card, My EID. My EID is a secure government-issued identification card with digital features that allows individuals to prove who they are and share their information safely and efficiently on their own terms. The program operates under strong data protection, privacy, and cybersecurity safeguards in accordance with Cayman Islands law. The My Info portal, a secure digital platform, extends the functionality of My EID by allowing individuals to manage their personal information, see who has accessed their data, and control what is shared and when. All Caymanians are eligible to apply. This phased approach will begin with members of Parliament, senior leaders in the civil service, SAGC board members, and key stakeholders as early adopters. Designed for practical, everyday use, My EID helps reduce paperwork, limit repeated identity checks, and support easier access to government services. All residents are encouraged to register their interest now to receive updates as the program continues to expand. Mr. Isaac Rankin, JP, Minister for Social Development and Innovation, said, My EID is about putting people in control of their own information. It gives individuals a secure, trusted way to prove who they are and to share only what they choose, when they choose. This is a practical step that makes everyday life easier while protecting personal information. Charles Brown, Deputy Chief Officer in the Ministry of Social Development and Innovation, said, This is a step forward for Cayman. The digital My EID card will give these islands a strong infrastructural base for the next wave of digital services and future efficiencies. Ian Tibbetts, Director of E-Government, added, We are excited about what My EID represents for the future of the Cayman Islands. Our goal is to keep public services moving forward in ways that truly help people. My EID makes everyday interaction simpler, more accurate, and more secure, so individuals spend less time proving who they are and more time getting on with their lives. The laugh wasn't included, sorry. This technology will benefit the people we serve. My EID will be highlighted at the Cayman Islands Chamber of Commerce Economic Forum under the theme Sustaining Economic Success. And that was last week. So this press release was issued last week. So that's kind of old news, that part right there. So more information to register your interest, visit myeid.egov.ky or email myeid@egov.ky. So I read the press release there, or at least most of it, and I think a couple things stand out to me, that there was three pretty longish quotes that took up most of this press release. The press release didn't give you all the features of what this EID is, or even the basic kind of features of the EID, because there's a digital signature component. And what stood out to me is it'll be easier to prove who you are Do you know how many Caymanian friends of mine have such trouble with all the paperwork being able to prove that they are Caymanian? All the time. I don't know what is going on. It is the most questionable system, and questionable is the greatest euphemism I can use right now in place of what I really want to say, but it's the most questionable system to me. And this is just another process in being able to prove who you are when half the time your own people don't even want to believe that you're Caymanian. So anyways, that's a whole other aside. That's my other aside there. Kind of keeping an eye on the clock here. But that's what the times have come to. So what are we thinking? Is digital ID progress, or is it a slippery slope? Is it necessary? Even if it is progress, is it necessary? Is it really voluntary? Will it be absolutely mandatory? Do we have enough information? Have we really been informed about the digital ID process? I know I've been hearing things, but has that kind of public campaign really happened for this? And who do we trust? Who's holding this information? So this is where we're at so far when it comes to digital IDs. They are starting to roll this out in the Cayman Islands. Again, you can go to the website www.myeid.egov.ky or email myeid@egov.ky for more information. I want to also unpack really what a digital ID is. I want to look at the pros and cons and what this really could mean for Cayman. But we might have to do this in the 9 a.m. segment because we're getting close to our time check. And then we're about to buck up on the 8 a.m. news, which I'm usually always late for. So small miracles that I'm on time for that. And at 8:15, I have a discussion with KPMG. So I do want you to hang out with us here on Radio Cayman and on the Buzz, because we're going to come up to our time check, the 8 a.m. news. I got a discussion with KPMG, and then at 9 o'clock, we can go back into this digital ID discussion. So come with your questions. Make sure you're ready. Get down those numbers, 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or you can WhatsApp your thoughts or call us on WhatsApp at 925-3261. Let's go to our time check now.
Thank you very much there, Kathy. Radio Cayman time check now, 7:59.
Praise time.
Okay. I am going to
Today, let's all praise him.
Isn't it great when he's 4 days late? He's still on time.
Praise him.
Weekdays 6 to 6:30 a.m.
I'm free from the fear of tomorrow. I'm free from the guilt of my past. Oh, and I found the answer down on my knees. Oh, yeah.
Praise time.
Set your clock for 6 a.m. or you will miss it. Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, Low Cayman, and right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. Cayman saw a boost in company registrations in the first half of 2025. According to the Economics and Statistics Office, by the end of June, new company registrations rose by 6.3%, marking the second consecutive year of growth. 4 of the 6 categories contributed to the expansion. Exempt companies, which represented more than 77% of new registrations. Growth was also recorded for limited liability companies, up more than 12%. Foreign companies up nearly 8%, and non-resident companies spiked by 50%. Despite the rise in new registrations, though, the Economics and Statistics Office says company terminations totaled almost 5,000 during the period. You can find the full semi-annual economic report for 2025 online at eso.ky. Cayman Arts Festival is just around the corner, and there are 5 events lined up to wow the Cayman community. K-Musica's Marius Gaina tells Radio Cayman this year's performers feature a mix of local and international artists covering a wide range of genres.
We build up under our after-school program, Starlight. We build up a youth orchestra, and we want them to perform, to be on stage. And they can be on stage on their own, but they could also be on stage with Yehudi Menuhin School of Music former students.
That performance is February 7th, featuring the CAF Youth Camerata. Other shows are a jazz big band concert on the 5th, Future Phobia and the Royals on the 8th, Jaden Hanna on February 12th, and the big closer is Valentine's Day, featuring the Miguel Vargas Flamenco Dance Theater. You can get your tickets at eventbrite.com.
The Island Soul Festival is really the best of everything. We want to create the most joyful day that we can.
Sticking with entertainment news, Island Soul Festival 2026 is coming up on January 31st at the Holiday Inn, where attendees will enjoy a, quote, full day of wellness and lifestyle experience. Island Soul Cayman's Carrie Dornan.
Basically going to have so many options available for you to experience all things health, wellness and mind, body and soul. And it's just really that time to be in that present moment and do that for you.
The event will feature a movement hub, a flow zone, a soul sanctuary, and a creative cove, with events starting at 10 a.m. and wrapping up with a community celebration on the beach at 5. You can find the full schedule at islandsoulcayman.com. And the Church of God Chapel is teaming up with New Covenant Ministries International for a special event underway this week at the Family Life Center.
This is an opportunity not just for the Church of God. We're sponsoring it, but it's for all ministers. It's all ministries. It's for Sunday school teachers, evangelists, soul winners, and especially for young believers. That's one of the real keys that got me really excited is this organization really focuses on developing young leaders.
Pastor Thomas French says the Equip Cayman event is a great opportunity to, quote, tap into valuable resources and inspiration from visiting Pastor Rudy Furlong from Southern Australia's Liberty Church.
So we're inviting all the pastors to come in. And as you said, it's not a denomination. It's not a church. It's a helps ministry. And they come alongside of us and they help us to develop the kingdom ministry.
The group is heading to Cuba after this week's trip. The workshops continue tonight and tomorrow at 6 p.m. And now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Karsley Fuller.
BBC News with Debbie Russ. India and the European Union have reached a landmark trade agreement affecting nearly 2 billion people that both sides are calling the mother of all deals. Decades in the making, the deal will almost entirely eliminate tariffs and hugely boost mutual trade that last year amounted to $136 billion. Spain's migration minister has confirmed that the socialist minority government will pass a decree today granting legal status to hundreds of thousands of immigrants. The measure won't require approval from Congress, where right-wing parties would probably have blocked it. A Russian drone attack on the Ukrainian city of Odessa has struck 5 residential buildings, as well as energy infrastructure. President Zelensky said there'd been significant damage to apartments and dozens had been injured. The Iranian currency has fallen to its lowest ever level in exchange shops in Tehran as a US aircraft carrier arrived in the region. Its arrival has intensified concerns that President Trump may follow through on his threat of military action against the Iranian regime. That's the latest world news from the BBC.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman News.
Hear ye, all citizens, residents, and visitors to these Cayman Islands.
We gather to honor service that has quite literally shaped the Cayman Islands beneath our feet.
Mr. Benz Ebanks.
Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman. Your voice, your choice for today's biggest news.
7 days a week.
This February, experience the rhythm, passion, and power of live performance at the Cayman Arts Festival, February 5th to the 14th at the Harquail Theatre. From electrifying sounds of the Jazz Entrance Big Band to the inspiring brilliance of the Youth Camerata with international guest artists, the festival celebrates music across generations. Feel the energy as Cayman's Future Phobia teams up with the Netherlands' all-female rock band, The Royals. Be moved by the soulful artistry of Jade and Hannah and end the festival with the fiery intensity of Miguel Vargas Flamenco Dance Theatre. 5 unforgettable nights, 1 extraordinary festival, February 5th to the 14th. Tickets available now. Visit CaymanArtsFestival.com or call 922-5550.
Well, good morning, Cayman. Let's take a look at the weather right now. We have some kind of overcast conditions. Some rain is beginning to roll in. Present temperature 84 degrees Fahrenheit. Winds are out of the north-northeast at 11 miles per hour. Relative humidity 86%. The barometric pressure is at 60.09 inches and falling. Synopsis: fair conditions are likely to continue as a high pressure dominates the northwest Caribbean. The chance for showers is also possible, along with moderate wind speeds and are expected over the Cayman area as a cold front enters the northwest Caribbean. A change in weather is expected today with fresh to locally strong winds with rough seas and westerly swells. Small craft advisory will be in effect for today. So our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with cloudy periods and a 40% chance of showers. Temperatures will rise near the low to mid 80s. Winds will be north to northeast at 15 to 20 knots with higher gusts. Seas will be rough with wave heights of 5 to 7 feet. Swells are expected along the northern coasts and likely at times along the western coasts. Small craft advisory is in effect. With a high tide, low tide will be at 12:05 this afternoon. It's going to be high at 4:39 this evening and low at 11:47 tonight. The outlook is for a higher chances of showers on Wednesday as the front becomes stationary south of the Cayman area. Continued fresh winds and rough seas are expected through Thursday as an area of high pressure builds across the southeastern United States, maintaining a tight pressure gradient over the northwest Caribbean. Small craft advisory will remain in effect throughout. That's your latest weather.
Radio Cayman Super Jam Show, the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
Brought to you by these kind sponsors.
The Cayman Islands Football Association, CIFA, building a better future for Cayman football.
Cayman Insurance Center.
Don't take chances with your family's future or your valuable assets. Call me today, Michael Webster, at 925-5433.
UWI Open Campus, on-site, online, and on demand.
Visit open.uwi.edu. Call them today at 946-8322.
Super Jam.
Also brought to you by
Cayman Airways. Call them at 949-2311 to book your non-stop flights to Los Angeles and Panama.
And Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. Accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola.
the #1 drive time entertainment show on your radio.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
All right, let's quickly focus on the traffic. Seeing some serious clouds rolling in. That might be that little 40% chance of showers, but taking a look at the traffic situation. Coming out of the east-west arterial, traffic seems to have eased up. Seeing some wet roads out there, and of course to the Red Bay roundabouts. Still got some traffic in that vicinity, leading to the Century 21 roundabouts. Looking down at the Lifford Pearson and Crew Road, traffic is still slow-paced, moving into the Georgetown area. Huldah Avenue, seeing some of that traffic crawling in with getting to the C&B roundabout as well. And of course, continuing on Thomas Russell Way, heading up to the Butterfield roundabout. We have that one cruise ship out there at Spots Dock due to the westerly swells on the northern and western coast of Grand Cayman due to the cold fronts. And of course, most streets of Georgetown seeing light to fair traffic seems to be moving quite fine. Seafarers Way seeing a little bit of traffic, but still moving quite good. Up to North Church Street into West Bay Road. Of course, most streets inside Windsor Park seeing some influx of traffic. Traffic going through the Industrial Park area seems to be fine. Traffic along the Esley Tibbetts to the roundabout of J. Bodden heading into the Industrial Park area clear traffic. And of course, heading up to West Bay, we see some light traffic as well. Heading to the Eastern Districts, not much traffic to deal with. So make your way to the eastern side. Cayman Brack, Little Cayman, light traffic this time of the morning. Urge you to stay safe out there, my friends. Your traffic report brought to you by good friends at Subway.
Did you know ordering your favorite sandwich from Subway just got easier? Yeah, picture this. No more waiting in line. No more fussing with cash. Just a delicious taste of Subway at your fingertips. With our new app, ordering your go-to sub is as easy as a few taps on your phone. Plus, receive exclusive deals and earn loyalty points with every purchase made on the app. Download the new Subway app today and get ready to ditch the lines and drive straight into your flavor. Visit the App Store or Google Play Store on your mobile phone and search for Subway Cayman Islands. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
This is how we wake you up in the morning. Praise time on Radio Cayman.
Walk them golden stairs, cause I know my Jesus answers all my prayers.
Praise time.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
Praise time.
There's nothing to go back to. Give me Jesus in the morning. For the God of the mountain is still God in the valley.
Praise time.
Jesus in the morning, yeah.
Weekday mornings from 6 until 6:30.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning. Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. Thanks for hanging out with us this morning. And as I promised, I'm going to be having a discussion with KPMG. We're going to be talking about their scholarship program. And in studio with me this morning, and you're going to remember her because she has been on radio with me before. So I'm happy to welcome back Deanne Blackman. She's a Senior Manager of Local Talent and Career Development at KPMG. And we also have Nico Whitaker, Partner in Local Talent Development. And Nico said it's his first time being on radio. So I said I was going to make it as easy as I could for him this morning. So good morning. How are you doing today?
Good. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Dee, how are you?
Thanks for having me back.
It's good to have you. I said we were going to do this more often, so here we are. We're kicking off the year to really talk about the scholarship program that KPMG is offering.
Yes, and we thought that today was quite the fitting day, considering that
This past Saturday was actually International Day of Education, so we figured why not make the first day back from the long weekend be a day focused on sharing about our educational programs that we have to offer at KPMG.
Awesome. I need a little bit of time after a long weekend to catch up. So we're getting my brain activated pretty quick here on a Tuesday morning. So how, well, I know that you have one of the scholarships that you're offering is the Michael Austin Scholarship. Who is Michael Austin, and can you talk about the significance of his legacy to the Cayman Islands?
So Mr. Austin is our first managing partner. He was the first employee of KPMG in Grand Cayman. And he guess the office started in 1960. Thank you, 1966. And he was our managing partner. He led the firm for 23 years. And during his legacy, I mean, he made quite an impactful contribution to the financial services industry in Cayman. He had retired before I joined, but I got to know Mr. Austin through Rotary, and he's been in Cayman for a long time and very passionate about the island, very philanthropic, and wants to see Cayman do better. And through his charitable contribution, he has donated some funds to be provided as a scholarship for Caymanian students.
And what better way to see the growth of the islands in seeing it in the growth of the people? So when you can invest in the people, you're hopefully investing in a better future for Cayman.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I love scholarship programs. I think it's so important. I wish I had so many opportunities per se growing up. So I love to see more and more coming out. How did his leadership shape KPMG and the wider financial services industry here?
So he was quite a pioneer in the financial services industry through various roles, like being the president for what's now SEPA, and through other boards as well.
SEMA. He was on the board of SEMA.
Correct.
So once, I guess, after his stint at KPMG, he actually continued within the financial service industry and took various boards and just kind of continued bolstering the financial services industry in Cayman.
And kind of helping shape the industry and bring it up to date. And those boards are important.
Absolutely,
Sometimes people don't understand the functionality of boards, but it's very much important. It absolutely develops leaders as well.
Yes.
What values from Mr. Austin's career are reflected in this scholarship?
Well, as Nico touched on, his passion for giving back to the community. And that's one of the, we'll say, the attributes that we are looking for in the first recipient for the scholarship, someone who is very committed to serving their community, whether that's in school or in other extracurricular activities, a student who has demonstrated leadership qualities in various roles. And again, it's not just limited to the school. There's lots of opportunities to get involved in the community these days for students. So we're looking for someone who shares those values that Mr. Austin also portrays.
Okay, now what's the details about applying for the scholarship?
So to apply for the scholarship, students should head to our website, kpmg.ky. We have a designated website page just for students. It's called the Graduates and Students Program. And one of the criteria is that they have a minimum of a 3.5 GPA to become eligible for the Michael Austin Scholarship.
The minimum of 3.5 GPA. Why is this important?
Well, we want the best of the best, and we know that there are students out there who are, quite bright, and we want to ensure that, we're able to support them. The scholarship is valued $50,000 per year, and that includes covering their tuition, their room and board, their books. So we want to be able to provide this opportunity to a really bright young Caymanian who wants to thrive in an accounting career in KPMG and the Cayman Islands.
$50,000 is a pretty nice scholarship right there. Is that CI or is that U.S. dollars per year as well? U.S. dollars. Yes. Yeah, it's a pretty nice scholarship right there. I'm going to have to talk to our board and be like, all right, we need to up our game here a little bit. I like that. So this is one of the scholarships that you offer within the scholarship program.
Correct. So we also have our KPMG Ignite Your Future Scholarship. It's our annual scholarship. That one is valued up to $30,000 $800 per year. The GPA requirement for that one is 3.25.
Okay.
So we will be looking at awarding multiple annual scholarships, but there will only be one Michael Austin scholarship recipient.
So I can see the little difference in the GPA.
So it's one scholarship recipient every 4 years.
Oh, for the Michael Austin
Yes.
one. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep.
So it is a pretty big deal in this one.
Yeah.
So the difference then between the Michael Austin scholarship compared to the other ones that KPMG offers.
Yes, so it's not just the GPA requirement, but also the financial support as well. And to Nico's point, where we'll be offering the annual one, which is up to $30,000 every year to multiple recipients, the Michael Austin will be awarded to one recipient at a time.
Every 4 years. So it does have a little bit of a prestige kind of attached to it, per se. And it's another $20,000 per year that you can receive.
Correct.
Under the Michael Austin scholarship. I like that. I mean, you got to go for it, right? And why not go for some of the best? Try to get the most that you can, because it's very expensive to be in university full time and to be studying full time and hopefully not have to get a job. And sometimes students have to, right? So every little bit counts.
Agreed.
So I think that's a pretty good one. So what are the entry details here? When do people have to apply by?
So the deadline for a scholarship program is March 31st. So we encourage students to apply prior to the deadline. We do have a list of all the requirements and additional documents that they need, such as their cover letter, their resume or CV, their latest transcript. And so we encourage students to apply before March 31st so that they can have their application details in.
So how can an applicant stand out? Because it's a little different, right? This is the more prestigious scholarship here. So how can an applicant stand out? Or Nico, what would you like to see if you were reviewing these scholarships? Or applications, I should say.
That's a very good question. I haven't...
Floored Nico. All right,
Yeah.
think about that for a second.
Yeah, let me think about that. Yeah.
Think about that for a second. What about you, Dee? What do you think how an applicant should stand out a little bit more?
Yeah, so, the academics is obviously important, but, in this day and age, students will succeed the best when they have a diverse range of skills and personal skills, interpersonal skills. And in their cover letter or their essay, when they're writing about, why did they want to do a career in accounting, I encourage students not to use ChatGPT or Copilot because we can tell, but to, write from their heart and write, their story and to share their story. And to, if they're involved in any sports or volunteer initiatives, to bring that forward and highlight that. Because it demonstrates that, you're committed to your community, you're committed to giving back to your country. And for us, that means a lot.
And it exemplifies teamwork, especially
Yes.
sports, so much.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Teamwork and how to take direction and work
And
for a
also
common goal.
be a leader as well, right? So I think, just going back to your earlier question when I got stumped.
That's all right.
The community aspect, not just your GPA, as Deanne pointed out, not just your GPA, like we want a kind of well-rounded individual. And I think your community impact, your impact that you're making in Cayman is actually one thing that will actually definitely stand out. And something like sporting. I think that's actually really important as well.
I think sporting is maybe because it's so much of my background that
Yeah.
I think it's such a huge way to be involved in the community, and you're
Yes.
really bringing people together and all those things that we talked about, the leadership, the teamwork demonstration, and being able to demonstrate that you can work towards and achieve goal together, because that goal might kind of change every year, right?
Agreed.
So I for me, I'm a big sports person, so I say, man, absolutely pop your collar if you're involved in sports and you need to apply for a job or anything. It really shows a lot about you as an individual, for sure.
Agreed. And there's also other team, initiatives, whether that's even through the arts, for example. So recognize that not everyone might be passionate about athletics, but they may be in the arts. If they're in a band, a choir, or any other, area that there is a team spirit, team involvement, that's always great to highlight and to showcase.
I would have to say, yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
Definitely.
well said.
Yes. So this scholarship, we talked a little bit about what makes it unique, but when it comes to even other local opportunities out here, what do you think makes this one really stand out, this scholarship opportunity in particular?
So I'll say our scholarship program, one of the benefits of being a scholarship recipient for KPMG is that you have a summer internship placement. That's a paid internship placement every year. So, just thinking back to when I was looking for summer jobs, I had to go through them, the old school way or the regular way of applying for a job for a summer internship. This way, the students have one less thing to think about, and they can focus on their academics, knowing that they have a summer job placement. With their summer placement, it also provides them on-the-job training. So we get them exposed to whether that's working in an audit file or learning about what it's like working in the tax department. So then that way, when they graduate and they have a full-time job as part of our scholarship agreement as well, they'll be able to transition a lot more smoothly from that being in the classroom to now being a working professional.
And it also gives an opportunity to get to know our people as well, right? So if you're in school, going through school 4 years, you come in. By the time you're actually working, you've built a relationship with quite a few individuals within the firm, which actually helps us quite a bit.
I would imagine your confidence has to be built at least to some degree. Because imagine not having any experience within that firm, never having interned, and just not knowing anybody either, and just kind of stepping in. You're going to be a little nervous. The confidence might not fully be there, even though you think you're capable in the skills that you do have. So I love that. I think what really stood out to me was the internship placement, because it can be really hard, especially students returning, just to find a job over the summer during breaks. And I love that opportunity because you're like, no, we're securing this for you as well. You have a scholarship. It's a paid internship. I'm hoping, yes.
It's a paid internship.
You know me, I'm against unpaid internships. So I love that too. So they're learning still that working component, getting paid. They're building those relationships, seeing where they kind of want to go. And then KPMG has a bit of a better grasp on their investment. You're helping grow your investment into that company again anyways. So I like that. And maybe the community as well. You never know if they'll stay. They might move on and they might return. You never know. Right. So,
and even with the summer internship placement, whatever activity is taking place in the firm, or whether that's a community initiative, or sometimes we'll do Cayman Day and we'll have a lunch and they'll cater Caymanian food and it's a cultural day. Our interns get the opportunity to participate as well.
Nice.
So.
I like that. Can you recall any past recipients of the Michael Austin Scholarship, of where they are in their career, of what their experience was like?
Well, this is the first year.
Oh, this is the first year?
Yeah, this is yeah.
Oh, this is the first year then?
Yeah, this is the first year it's launching.
Oh, also, I don't know how I missed that part. Tell you it's early on a Tuesday morning. I only had my first cup of
long
coffee.
weekend.
No, that's awesome. Yes, that too. But that's the first year. Okay. So this is a really big one. So what made you guys say, okay, let's do this on top of the other scholarships that we offer?
Well, I think it was more of the generous donation from Mr. Austin that kind of kicked this off.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay, so I mean that's good news all around right there. It's the first year. Okay, so we're gonna hear soon. We're gonna have to come back to me next year.
We'll keep you posted later in the year on who the recipient is.
Let me know how they do. Yeah. So they have up until, for this scholarship, they have up until, you said March 31st?
March 31st is the application deadline.
Okay. And we talked a little bit about what the application requirements are and how they can stand out. You said one of the things you said was, we're going to know if you're using ChatGPT or Copilot.
Correct.
What are the things that stand out to you in those applications when you know that they're using AI to help them?
So I will be honest, I go to majority of the high schools on island. So I interact with the students and visit those who be of age or in the year group to apply through whether it's in-person conversations or in group presentations. And with time, you get to learn how the students speak in regular day conversation, or even in written work that they've produced. And sometimes I'll walk around the classroom and see their displays. But with AI, it tends to use a particular wording and phrasing of language that you can kind of pick up on quite quickly. So that's why I encourage students to please, don't use AI to write. I mean, you can use AI to get inspiration. There's nothing wrong with that and using it ethically, but, encourage them to share their own thoughts.
And then once the essays start to all sound the same.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. What's that? I always forget how to say it. Ampersand or whatever, that dash. That's
Yes,
in the,
the dash that's always there.
Which when I see it used, I'm like, well, that's not when I remember growing up in English class and English, whatever it was, but that's not how you actually use it. There's supposed to be a space, but I'm like, maybe things have changed. Math is different these days. I don't know.
Yeah.
But math is very different.
That's a good tell as well.
Yes. Yeah. That's to me, that's something that stands out, because all of a sudden you see people using it all the time in their writing. I'm like, but you never used this before.
Correct.
It was full of commas or something. But I believe in it's a good tool to use to help to assist you, but you have to find your own voice within it.
Correct.
Yes. And I think that's one of the important things is in your application is standing out, being authentic in who you are.
Yes, absolutely.
You want to know that you're not hiring an AI bot of some sort, which might be able to do the job just as good one day in the future. You never know. We have to go to a commercial break, right? Yeah, we hit the commercial break. So let's take a quick commercial break, and then we will be back to continue the discussion on the scholarships offered by KPMG.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio K-Man app, or you can log on to our website, www.radiokman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio K-Man. The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are talking about the KPMG scholarships. Specifically, we were highlighting the first ever Michael Austin Scholarship. And in studio with me, I have Nico Whitaker, partner of Local Talent Development, and Deanne Blackman, Senior Manager, Local Talent and Career Development at KPMG. Now, we got into some details in particular about the Michael Austin Scholarship, and I know, Dee, that you had given me the name of your regular scholarship program, which has escaped me.
It's okay. It's the KPMG Ignite Your Future Annual Scholarship.
Thank you. And when are the deadlines for that? When can people start applying for that as well?
So the application for both scholarships is open now.
Okay.
And the deadline is March 31st.
Okay, so that's for the regular KPMG scholarships offered?
Correct.
And the brand new Michael Austin
Correct.
Scholarship. All right. And we want people to go for the Michael Austin because it's $20,000 more a year, guys. You got to believe in yourself. So we want to go for the best here. And it's the first time. So it should be a huge one, a huge recognition when whoever wins it receives it. It should be a pretty good moment for that person. So when it comes to scholarships, I want to talk to you, Nico, and ask, as the partner for Local Talent Development, when it comes to scholarships and opportunities like this, what excites you most about this program, and what do you hope most to see?
I think what excites me the most is, the fact that we're giving the kids the opportunity to go to school, get exposure beyond Cayman. I'm a actually previous scholarship recipient myself, KPMG, and you're given these, given opportunities that some may not actually have. In some cases, some kids may not actually be able to go to school. Although this isn't a needs-based scholarship, it's an academic scholarship. But you never know what the circumstances are. And like going through that journey when I was a young buck, so to speak, it actually made me try harder when I was in school, because it was actually, there was expectation that, one, you have to maintain a certain GPA. Back then it was a 3.0. And, I didn't want to let anyone down. And going through the program, coming back, knowing that you had the security of a job, again, it was very comforting in the fact that I could come home and work.
Was that a worry for you in your era when you were in university and you were studying on a scholarship, right?
Yes.
Was it a worry for you then that there might not be? I'm not asking you your age, I
No,
know
no,
this is
no,
rude to
it's
do.
okay.
So when
Not at
I
all.
say your era, was that because that's a very
Cayman was a lot
highlighted
different.
right now.
Yeah, it was a lot different back then, right? I think the opportunities were a bit less. I think it was lawyer and accountant. Those were the two things you wanted to. Well, my friends, those are the two things that that we all looked at doing. I think there's a lot more opportunity, especially if just with an accounting degree. There's so many more opportunities that you can actually go on and actually and do, whether that be a CFA and go into more finance. 30 years ago, there were very limited opportunities to kind of branch out, other than I guess fund administration.
Right.
Yeah.
So for you now, I'm going to be asking you a couple questions here because I love to know how people really got into their careers and whatnot. Did you feel pressured at that time as well? Because you said law and finance, and I still feel that is a career path. Those two career paths are really pushed amongst younger people right now. I understand it.
Yeah.
I get it. But did you feel that was a pressure, or even back in your era of studying?
No.
Was there more opportunity?
No, funny enough, as a young kid, I wanted to be a doctor. And then I took my first biology class and I realized this probably wasn't for me.
Okay.
It came out as a smaller place back then, and at the time, I went to school with a kid whose father was Noel Bodden, and I knew he was an accountant, and I guess in a group we were chatting as to what we wanted to do as we got older, and someone said accounting, and they kind of talked to me about it, and I knew Mr. Noel, and I was like, wow, that actually seems something that I might be interested in. So that kind of steered me towards being an accountant.
Okay, so you kind of easily were
Yeah.
able to check it out. Okay, because you never know.
Yeah.
So I would tell you, as soon as I was starting to do accounting classes, I knew it was not for me. Stick me somewhere where I can read a book and write about it. I was very happy then. What's it like for both of you seeing Caymanians go through these scholarship programs and contribute to the financial services industry in Cayman?
Yeah, I've been chatting with Deanne. You go.
Well, I think for me, while accounting is not necessarily my forte, but that accounting firms need people who do marketing and people do HR, so that was for me. But just seeing the opportunities available today from a scholarship perspective, a few friends and I were talking about how back in the day we wish there was a directory with all the scholarships that we could see in one place, what was available, or even have a site that we could go to see, the opportunities that were available. So it's so exciting just as a nation to see that, businesses are coming together to invest in, the students and invest in young professionals in other ways through various scholarship programs. So for me, that's really exciting.
I think it's awesome.
I think and not just on our shores, right? The opportunities actually exist beyond our shores. Again, through KPMG, I was fortunate enough. I was able to go and live in New York and work in New York with KPMG for a couple of years, and just again getting that I guess let's call it onshore experience, meeting individuals who are now in leadership positions within KPMG globally, which I would not have received those opportunities, or I would not have been in that position to know those individuals if that opportunity wasn't presented to me. And it's not just, like I mentioned, New York. KPMG is global, so there are opportunities to go, if you want to go, think, Hong Kong, Singapore. Right. Ashley, she was in San Francisco. Mm-hmm. Some of my partners one was in Atlanta. Trying to think where else, London. There's opportunities to go anywhere, and so it's not just you can broaden your horizons so much by just taking one of these secondment opportunities to work in a foreign jurisdiction.
Man, I've known a couple of young women have done that in Cayman, have gone to Hong Kong, have come back, have grown their career, partners now, and still so young, but absolutely just killing it. And I'd love to see it.
Yeah, no, it's great. And I'm off to Dubai on Saturday, and I know a friend of mine, she was with Walkers for quite some time over in Dubai. There's someone else from, I think she's back now from Maples that works with, she was in Dubai, quite enjoying her time there. So it's, the world's a lot smaller than it was.
Yes. We're more connected.
Exactly.
Yeah. And I'd have to say I had a friend who was seconded to Dubai in financial services, which made me able to go visit her.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know how I'm going to get there.
Yeah.
So that was a great opportunity. So it might just happen to you. You never know. Is it a comment? Or?
No, I'm just going for work. Okay. But I was just using it as an example
that
great there's so many places you can go. I know. There's so many places and so many opportunities that working for a big firm like KPMG provides.
All right. Is there any kind of last thoughts you want to leave to our listeners about this Michael Austin Scholarship or just KPMG scholarships in general? The vast kind of jobs that you can work in financial services, anything that you would want our listeners to know?
I mean, there's so much opportunity within the accounting field. Accounting, unlike law, accounting is the same in every jurisdiction. Right, debit and credit is the absolute same, and it allows you the opportunity to go and work globally. You can work anywhere. If you just think of Cayman, within the accounting profession, we have individuals from every corner of the earth living and working in Cayman. Right, so that just shows that you can actually go to one of those jurisdictions, whether it be Australia, South Africa. I mentioned Hong Kong, Dubai, Singapore. U.S., the world's your oyster, so to speak.
Yeah.
Please apply, and we would love to have you.
All right, wonderful. Dee, from you, any last words? Well, I mean, you're gonna hang out with. We're gonna hear from. Is it previous interns? Or scholarship winners? I should say.
They are scholarship alumni who are now full time working at KPMG in our audit practice.
That's what I was trying to say. Thank you, Dee.
It's okay.
All right. So we're gonna take a bit of an early commercial break, and we're gonna bring in the former alumni, now full-time employees with KPMG.
I'm Michael Webster.
And I'm Denise Brown of Cayman Insurance Center.
Family is not the most important thing, it's everything.
We have worked with the community and their families on protecting themselves for the future.
Whether it's providing top-rated life insurance
or protecting your family's household investment.
From our family to yours, we understand and we care.
I'm Denise Brown. Call me at 814-7229.
And I'm Michael Webster at 925-5433.
We are Cayman Insurance Center.
Specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services at an affordable rate. We are Michael and
Denise at Cayman Insurance Center.
Call today.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
On a daily basis, making it easy to connect with you, our listeners. Add us to WhatsApp today, 925-3261. That's 925-3261.
Radio Cayman.
Send a text or voice note.
Message us at 925-3261 on WhatsApp today and get active with Radio Cayman.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
Radio Cayman, maintaining the innovation.
Now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
Everywhere.
Can you hear me now? Everywhere. Everywhere.
Yes, right from your Android or iPhone. Download the Radio Cayman app now on your Android or iOS phone.
The Radio Cayman app
is where you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere you go.
Everywhere we go, we go. Everywhere we go, we go.
Find find it in the Google Store, the Apple Store, or use the link at www.radiocayman.gov.ky.
Yes, now you can listen to Radio Cayman everywhere.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Good morning and welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller. We are talking about KPMG scholarships, and in particular, we gave some great details about their new scholarship, which is the Michael Austin Scholarship, 222, that has just been launched for this year. And I'm welcoming in studio, joining me for this part of the interview, we have Ashley Rich, Manager in Audit, and Cliffany Thompson, Staff Accountant in Audit, and also past KPMG scholarship recipients, right? Yes. Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you.
How are you doing this morning?
Good.
Good. It's good to have you. And is this your first time with Radio Cayman?
Yes, it is.
Or on radio as well?
Yeah,
on
radio.
like CD. I like how Dee's always bringing me somebody new to radio, and it's always a good experience. So, as past scholarship alumni now with KPMG, can you? I want both of you now just to bring us back to when you were. Maybe it was in high school, whatever part you were. Maybe you did a year in university or at UCCI or something, and you said, I'm going to apply for the scholarship now, and I'm going to apply for the KPMG one. Can you put yourselves back in those shoes, however many years ago that was, and tell us what was that process like? What were you thinking when you were applying?
Yeah, so I originally applied in 2014 when I was finishing my A-levels at Cayman Prep. I was deciding between accounting or potentially marine science or psychology. Very different fields.
Three very different
fields. I was under the impression that to do accounting, you had to be really good at math. Yes. But I spoke to some people who worked at KPMG, and they said, really, that's not necessarily the case. Accounting is like the language of business. And so, yeah. Okay. Once they said that, I was like, okay, very interesting. Yes. So I applied for the KPMG scholarship, thinking that this might be, potential career for me. And yeah, I never looked back since then.
And how would you describe your role right now? What do you do in your role?
So I'm a manager in our audit practice, particularly in asset management. So we're auditing hedge funds, private equity funds, registered with SEMA. So typically we work with a team. There's people underneath me that I'm managing. And then aside from the day-to-day job, we do a lot in terms of local talent and career development. So that's Deanne's entire role. So I assist her with going to the schools for the career fairs, any of the career talks, and also our annual KPMG Brain Bowl trivia tournament as well.
Which is really cool. That's a really cool event as well. Mm-hmm. Okay, now when you started at KPMG to where you are now, how has the growth been for you and the opportunities presented to you throughout the years?
Oh, the opportunities have been amazing. So as a scholarship recipient, I interned every summer. I was also selected for the KPMG Global Advantage program. So they sent me to the Netherlands for a short, I would say, leadership conference. It was specifically designed for interns internationally at KPMG.
Awesome.
Very cool.
You got sent to the Netherlands as an intern.
Yeah, as an intern.
Where was this in my life when I was younger?
Yeah.
I'm going to start interning now.
And then through KPMG, I know Nico mentions the comment opportunities. So I was in KPMG San Francisco for about 7 months. And then most recently, they sent me to the One Young World Leadership Conference in Munich, which was amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow. Absolutely amazing. That sounds really, really good. I love that. I love that they are still investing in you, in your skills, in developing you as a leader as well at KPMG. That's. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, Cliffany, I want to hear your story as well. Can you put yourself back in your shoes of when you first saw the opportunity to apply for a KPMG scholarship? What made you do it? Where was your mind even at that time? Did you know what you wanted to study?
Yes, so around that time, it was around 2020, I was at UCCI finishing up my associate's degree in accounting, and I knew the next step for me was higher education, going off to a university, whether I wanted to stay locally or go off abroad. Eventually, I decided I did want to go off abroad, and then I started looking into the different opportunities here for funding on island. KPMG was actually the only private firm that I applied for, and it just so happened that I was awarded the scholarship. I chose KPMG because, like, when looking for a firm, I really wanted to, I guess, be placed with a firm that kind of prioritize like the youth and also their development and like furthering their career. So KPMG was a good fit, and yeah, I've been with them ever since.
Did you know that you wanted to study accounting because you were at UCCI for a couple of years, so you weren't like in high school and like straight off the bat with it? I mean, maybe you did know from then, but
Yeah, so in high school, I actually knew I wanted to do accounting. I did the science subjects at first, and I was like, this is not for me. So around grade 10, when we were able to choose our subjects, I chose accounting and all the other business subjects, and it just stuck. And it was just something that made sense to me, so I just stuck with it. And then that's when I went off to UCCI to do my associate's degree for those 2 years, and then apply for the scholarship, and then go off to university in New York.
that's pretty amazing. I love that you're also a kind of a one-hit wonder with this. So KPMG was the only scholarship that you applied for, and you got it, which is, I would like to encourage people to apply for scholarships as much as they can, because it's so rare that happened for you, but absolutely amazing at the same time. So I'm just kind of like, how did that's pretty amazing. And when you said that, you always knew you wanted to study accounting as well, the science classes didn't work for you. Like Nico said, biology didn't stick with him, and all the rest. And also, Ashley, I think it was when you said accounting is the business of language.
Language of business.
Yeah, there we go. Thank you. That stuck with me because I'm such a words person, and I love to read, I love to write, so I love that kind of creative thing. And I remember being at UCCI, and it was Ansel Temporal, who was like the financial officer for UCCI and also teaching classes. And he could have given me an A, but he didn't, because I didn't do my homework, which I don't think that means you don't get an A. But anyways, I got an A in all the exams. And this man was like, you need to be in accounts. You need to study accounting. This is what you need to do in your life. And I was like, no. If you know who I am, absolutely not. But there was something that I actually really did enjoy about it. But I was still terrified of the math component, because I assumed that there was going to be more math coming. So there was, you never know. I could have been in a different career right now. But I like it when you do know, and I like it when you get exposed to things. And then, man, Cliff, and when you said you just zoned in and you chose KPMG for how they develop the employees throughout their years and their focus on the youth, I think that says a lot. So when it comes to the company culture there, working there, what's the culture like? And are you able to balance your work life good with your personal life?
Yeah, so the culture, I'd say the culture is very good. I think one of the main things ever since starting full time is the people. The people are great. Ever since starting, there's like a group of people there. Even they're a part of the local recruitment team as well. There's a group of people that just hone in on you, and like it's not like they leave you there to fend for yourself when you come back from university. They're helping you. There's people that are mentoring you, coaching you, and just giving you advice every step of the way. So you're never alone in that case. But yeah.
Awesome. I like that. And you said since 2020 you've been with KPMG?
Yes, 2020 is when I received the scholarship.
Okay. And when you started working with them full time?
Yeah, I started working with the firm in July 2023.
Okay, so it hasn't been super long.
No, it hasn't been long.
As
I've
a
only
full-time
been
employee?
Full-time for two years and a half.
And has there been any so far opportunity for growth in your role that you've seen so far?
Yes. So I'd say with the CPA program as well. After coming back and starting full-time, the next phase is to try to get certified. So the firm also helps us with that, putting us through programs, providing us with the study material and just advice here and there to progress with that. And then just giving us the opportunities beyond that to go further after we get certified.
Okay, and for both of you, is there any more advancement you'd like to see in your career? Like, are you trying to reach higher heights in what you're trying to do, Ashley, or you, Cliffany, at KPMG?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, what I would say is throughout my time with the firm, other people always believed in me more than I did. So they saw potential in me and pushed me to reach for that next step. And I still feel that now. So I never felt ready to take the next role in my career, but other people saw that potential in me. So I think, yeah, I'm always looking ahead.
Are you starting to see that potential in yourself?
I am now,
Good.
I think.
Awesome.
It's been a few years.
That's good. That's good. That's important. Sometimes people do see things before you do.
Mhm.
And it just gives you that added confidence once they see it and they keep telling you there's something there. There's a reason.
Yes.
You know, and sometimes you just need that confirmation that you can do it, you know, and that support that, yes, you can do it. We're here for you.
Mhm.
What about you, Cliffany? Is there certain heights that you want to reach in your career with KPMG?
Yes, I think Ashley's a bit further along than I am at this point. But at this point, I'm just soaking up as much information as I can, just continuing to learn in my role as staff accountant. I do in the future want to do a secondment as well. I think Nico touched on that earlier. I think it's a great opportunity to interact with other KPMG member firms around the world.
Do you have any destination in mind? I mean, we were going to speak this into existence. So.
Okay, so he said New York. He did New York. I would also like to go back to New York and do a secondment there as well. But I've also heard about London as well. There's so many opportunities, so many places to choose from.
Right.
So when the time comes, just whichever one fits and whichever one makes the most sense at that point in time, then sure.
You'll take it.
Yes.
I think that's amazing, and I think you should absolutely do it. And you don't always hear from people wanting to take secondments. Some people are really scared to leave their family, their friends, the kind of comfort and peace and security that they know. But man, there's so much growth in that. Yeah. And I just think it would be an excellent opportunity. What do you think the secondment showed for you, Ashley? Like, what did it teach you?
I think for me, it was very validating to go overseas, go to another member firm where I only have myself, my knowledge, my experience. And it validated that I actually had learned so much in my time here at KPMG Cayman. It was amazing making those connections. A lot of people that I worked with, I still talk with them almost on a daily basis. The leadership here is very close with, I would say, the leadership in San Francisco as well. So we kind of always had that connection where people over there were saying, oh, I've spoken to so-and-so, you're from the Cayman Islands, it's so great to have you. And then coming back here, we also have some of the San Francisco employees come here once or twice a year to do quality reviews. So it's good to see some of those people again as well.
Yeah, that's awesome. The relationships still continue.
Yeah, the relationships continue.
And when it comes to meeting new interns or new scholarship recipients with KPMG, what advice do you have for them? Because you were once that new person, right, entering KPMG. So what advice would you have for them, or how do you try to help them along the way?
Yeah, so I always tell them to keep an open mind. When I first started studying accounting, I found it extremely difficult because it was something new. And I think with anything that's new, it just takes time. You're learning, there's a learning curve. My parents really encouraged me to just keep at my studies, and I'm so glad I did, because I wouldn't be where I am today if I had just given up. So I always tell them, just keep an open mind. You're not going to be perfect at everything right away. It's really all about learning, and that's a huge thing at KPMG. We're always talking about lifelong learning.
That's so key. It is lifelong. It doesn't stop at 25 or 18 or 30. It is forever.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have to adopt that kind of spirit in yourself. Is I'm always going to be continuously learning something and advancing. Cliffany, what about for you when it comes to the new interns or scholarship recipients? What advice would you have for them, or how do you try to help them along the way when you first see them or meet them at KPMG?
In terms of advice, I generally just tell them to, stay focused and try not to compare yourself to others. We do have a lot of scholarship alumni, and like when the new scholarship students come in, I guess it can be easy to compare yourself to them. I guess if you guys we're normally following kind of the same path if we're doing accounting, but just letting them know that like everyone's story is different, your path is different, you're going to experience different things, but just we're here for you. Like we've all been through it already. We've all been through the program, and we're here working full time. You're not alone, and we're here to help you.
Yeah. In hearing this and hearing what these ladies have to say in past KPMG scholarship alumni, I mean, how does that make you feel in the sense? Because there does seem to be a lot of support, which you did describe. There is a lot of support with with the scholarship winners and with the interns?
I mean, all I could do is smile while they were responding, because it is true. You know, we want to ensure that the students know that, you know, they're not alone. We want to encourage more students to pursue a degree in accounting and, you know, furthering to the next step of being a qualified CPA. And so we want to ensure that there is a support system there in place to help them transition from the high school journey to the university journey to going through their designation journey and, you know, progressing as a full-time employee with the firm.
All right. Now we don't have a minute, but I'm going to give you a minute to do any closing remarks, any last thing you definitely want our listeners to know about the scholarship applications.
Yes. So both for our scholarship and our summer internship application, the applications are available now. Apply at kpmg.ky under our graduates and students webpage. The deadline is March 31st for both the scholarship and our summer internship placement. The summer internship is a paid opportunity, and as you heard, the scholarship opportunity also comes with internship placement as well and a full-time job at the end.
Awesome. And remember, everybody out there, the Michael Austin Scholarship is brand new. It's just been introduced this year, and it is a $50,000 per year scholarship, which is $20,000 more per year than the other very generous KPMG scholarships that are there. I'm just saying, you're going to get 20 grand more a year if you go for this. Yes, you have to have a little bit of a higher GPA, but I mean, you're trying to aim to be the best in your life, right? So why not go for it, you know? That's the ceiling that you can hit it. Just try to hit it. You got to shoot your shot, just like Cliffany did with the one scholarship that she applied for and got. You can shoot your shot, and you can be that buzz time bucket shot taker. I believe it can happen. Thank you so much for joining me this morning on The Buzz. We're going to go to the slightly after 9 a.m. headline news, and then I'm going to be back with you talking about the digital IDs that I started talking about at the very beginning of the show. All right, we'll be back soon.
This is the People's Radio Station. Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands. From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The Headline News is brought to you by Kirk Market and Health Services Authority.
The governor welcomed a team from the United Kingdom Royal National Lifeboat Institution to the Cayman Islands for a 2-week Train the Trainer program, featuring a wide range of practical exercises and scenarios. The RNLI team delivered training for all Caribbean overseas territories, and the Cayman Islands Coast Guard hosted Thursday's training. In international news, a UK study shows menopause is linked to changes in the brain similar to those seen in Alzheimer's. The loss of gray matter in areas involved with memory and emotion might partly explain why women are generally at greater risk of dementia than men. The findings come from nearly 125,000 women, of whom 11,000 had MRI brain scans. In the study published in the journal Psychological Medicine, hormone replacement therapy did not appear to prevent the gray matter loss. A top U.S. immigration official is expected to leave the U.S. city of Minneapolis in what may mark a shift in the White House's tone after the fatal shooting of a second U.S. citizen by federal officers over the weekend. As Border Patrol Commander Gregory Bovino and some immigration agents leave, President Donald Trump's border czar Tom Homan will begin leading on-the-ground efforts in the city after the fatal shooting of Alex Preddy on Saturday escalated tensions. Trump's decision may indicate the administration's interest in walking back more aggressive federal action in his nationwide immigration crackdown. Despite the announcement, online tracking shows immigration raids have continued. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
Radio Cayman. More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Radio Cayman Headline News.
At
At HSA, we strive to provide the highest standard of care with compassion, integrity, and dedication. And so we say thank you, Cayman, for continuing to make us the most awarded organization on island by voting us the best of Cayman Islands in 9 medical categories. Your support reminds us why we do what we do, to serve the Cayman community with kindness and excellence. To find out more about our award-winning services, visit hsa.ky. At HSA, we are committed to caring for you.
Looking for fresh, healthy food that's full of flavor? Then you've got to visit Kirk Market. Our dishes are made with fresh, high-quality ingredients. Enjoy vibrant mixed greens or satisfying pasta salads. Or try one of our delicious grill options like blackened chicken, spicy beef steak, or grilled salmon. Looking for something light and flavorful? We've got sushi rolls and poke bowls prepared daily. And don't forget to explore a hot bar or Billy Fresh salad at the salad bar. Stop by Kirk Market today for breakfast, lunch, or dinner and taste the difference. Eat well, live well with Kirk Market.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
Welcome back to The Buzz. I'm your host, Kathy Miller, and we are going into maybe the last 25 minutes or so of the show. I don't have a guest on this segment, so I'm going to go back to the conversation that I started about the digital IDs. Now, I kind of feel like, what do you think, Paul? Should I start over entirely with this digital ID discussion or go from the press release?
I think you should start over.
Yeah, all right. I think I kind of agree. You know, we got some new listeners there. So I had mentioned that we were, the Cayman Islands government has now began rolling out the digital IDs. And around the world, governments are doing this, from Europe, I said, to Africa, and it's happening right here now in the Cayman Islands. Some people think it's about convenience and security. Others say it's the first step towards mass surveillance and social control. And if this sounds familiar, it is, because I talked about it just around 7:45, and I wrote my notes down, so I'm going to be repeating some of these things. And on January 23rd, which was last Friday, government published a press release titled MSDI launches Cayman Islands identification card, My EID. This EID that puts your personal data online was also supposed to be highlighted at the Chamber of Commerce's Economic Forum that also took place late last week. So the press release came out on Friday. I feel like there's been so much just happening globally. You know, there's what's happening in the US is crazy. You know, there's what's going on in Iran. Iran had an internet blackout for a couple of weeks. You could not see or hear reports about what was going on in Iran. They were trying to silence their citizens. If we want to talk about tyranny and what dictatorship does and how far that can go, what losing your rights leads to, we just need to have a little look at Iran. But anyways, again, that's a different topic altogether. So, digital IDs. I'm going to talk a little further about exactly what are digital IDs and the pros and cons and what this really could mean for Cayman. But to repeat the press release that I had cited around 7:50 this morning. I'm going to give you this press release again, and I'm just starting to get a grasp on what this whole digital ID concept is about. I told you that my neighbor told me almost about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago. He's always on these things, and I'm like, okay, is this a conspiracy? I don't know. Felt it was early. I don't have time for the discussion, but it was always in the back of my mind. So neighbor, you do tell me that you listen to me often. Thank you. I appreciate you. I really do. And this is a conversation that you might want to jump in on if you have the time to give us a call. 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or you can WhatsApp us or WhatsApp call us at 925-3261. So, to repeat the press release, the Ministry of Social Development and Innovation through the Department of E-Government has launched the Cayman Islands identification card, My EID. My EID is a secure government-issued identification card with digital features that allows individuals to prove who they are and share their information safely and efficiently on their own terms. The program operates under strong data protection, privacy, and cybersecurity safeguards in accordance with Cayman Islands law. The My Info portal, a secure digital platform, extends the functionality of My EID by allowing individuals to manage their personal information, see who has accessed their data, and control what is shared and when. All Caymanians are eligible to apply. This phased approach will begin with the members of Parliament, senior leaders in the civil service, SAGC board members, and key stakeholders as early adopters. Designed for practical everyday use, My EID helps reduce paperwork, limit repeated identity checks, and support easier access to government services. All residents are encouraged to register their interest now to receive updates as the program continues to expand. So the press release goes on to give us a few more quotes, actually 3 quotes. I just think that's like one quote too much. I just like, why? So I don't want to repeat these quotes again, but it's basically just saying that one thing that is repeated almost in all the quotes is it's going to be easier to prove who you are. Which I already said, all of my Caymanian friends still to this day have such a hard time proving who they are already with all the different system and processes they have to go through. I do believe we have a caller. So I'm going to pop my headphones in and take your call. Maybe it's my neighbor. Good morning. Thanks for calling The Buzz.
Good morning, Ms. Jeffrey. No, it's not your neighbor.
No, it's not. How are you doing?
Mario.
Nice to hear from you.
Mario. Yeah, Happy New Year. We haven't spoken since last year, and I know you had a little bereavement and you're off for a few weeks, so I hope that you're getting back to some semblance of normalcy.
I'm trying. Thank you. It's really hard to focus, I can tell you that, but thank you. Thank you.
God be with you and give you comfort and strength. Carry on.
Thank you, Mario.
Yes, I agree with the national ID. I think it should have been in place a long time ago, and I think it should be a requirement for all work permit holders to have it. They used to have it in the past, there used to be an ID that were given to work permit holders as part of their work permit, but for some reason years ago it was discontinued. So I agree with that, but what I call about today, Kathy, since this is a business buzz, a business show, I just want to talk a bit about business in terms of direct business and business licensing. As a country, we don't really ask those difficult questions or have those difficult conversations. We keep talking about like our population getting out of control, Caymanians losing control, but yet we don't want to do anything about it in terms of doing things that actually will manage growth and will cause the population to be a sustainable limit. One of the things that I have always felt, from the time I was manager of Chamber of Commerce in the late 80s, is that when you give someone a business license, you can't, on the other hand, tell them they can't have workers, they can't have work permits. What could happen is that before they get a business license, they should be able to tell you where they're going to get their labor from in terms of not necessarily specifically from which country, but whether they're going to be people who are unemployed in the island, or those who are legally resident that can work, or whether they have to bring in small or large amount of workers from overseas. And I don't know what you think about that, Kathy, but I believe that one of the requirements for a business license is that people should have a business plan, but also they should be able to identify generally where their workers are coming from, i.e., are they going to be from unemployed Caymanians or residents, or are they going to have to go overseas and bring in fresh workers? So I just want to leave that business question, a business issue for you to consider and for people to think about, because we have got to have these conversations if we are going to address these national issues that obviously affect life and affect business.
I think it's an interesting question, and I would want to believe that the most well-planned, well-thought-out, kind of meticulously arranged business will have that thought process already going in understanding, okay, in a local context, this is the pool that I have to choose from in this particular skill or that particular skill that the business might require. So locally, I know that, okay, I need 30 people for this and they have to be specialized in this, that, or the other. And I'm likely going to have to hire outside from a foreign country and bring in work permit holders to be able to fill some of the other jobs or some of those other specialized jobs. So you should have a bit of an idea, I would assume that, from your kind of well planned out, well thought out business. That I would assume that and would hope that in a perfect world. But I think you have more experience in that than me, Mario.
I'll give you one example. The Grand Hyatt is a huge, beautiful monstrosity that is being built near the wharf on the West Bay Road, right? Now, I am not going to be one that's going to try to suppress progress, but I also want to promote progress with dignity and sustainable development. But just look at that case, right? They've been given permission to construct that hotel, and they're probably going to need. I heard a figure of 900 workers. If they get half of those from Caymanians or residents, that would be plenty. So I would think that they're going to probably require maybe 700 work permits. So when you look at that and you say, well, how's that going to impact traffic and housing and the social services and crime and culture, all those things. So that's the example I'm giving you, that you cannot say to people, you can have a business license or you can have a permit to build, but then they can't have the labor imported. So it has to be either or either. But Caymanians, we are famous for wanting our cake and want to eat it too. So from a business point of view, I'm saying to you that we need to have a conversation about how much is enough and what is sustainable, and we must be bold enough to say no when it is in our national interest. I'll leave you there, but I think it's something that I would like for you to, in your intelligent mind, keep asking questions about, because it is a critical business question that affects our sustainability and our future.
It sounds like a roundtable discussion that needs to happen.
Amen. I think we need to have a conversation about it.
I think I might have a guest online that that might want to join that discussion.
I would be happy to.
Awesome. Okay, well, let's do it. I'll get planning on it, and we'll approach that. We'll approach that discussion. Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, and thank you for your condolences as well. I really appreciate it. We are going to go to the last break in the show, and when we come back, we're going to go back to tackling the topic of digital identifications.
The Lions Club of Grand Cayman is proud to continue to serve our island community. The club continues to host successful community projects like the Prostate and Colon Cancer Awareness Campaign, free site screening in schools, spelling bee, swim meets, and their community pantry. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman looks forward to continuing their service for many years to come. The Lions Club of Grand Cayman, where there's a need, there's a lion, serving the community for over 50 years.
The 7:20 a.m. Weather Report, Monday through Friday, is brought to you by Credit Union, on the road to 50 years of serving our members. Visit creditunion.ky to join today.
The Buzz with your host, Kathy Miller.
All right. I want to say thank you to Mario Ebanks, who had called with the question there in regards to really how sustainable are we being in our business practices when we need to be hiring people from overseas? How are we housing them? We got to look at these kind of different business practices. So he has sparked an idea for us to have a roundtable discussion, and we'll do that, Mario. So I got your info, and I'll be in touch with you. We have another caller online, so let's take that call. Good morning. Thank you for calling The Buzz.
Good morning. I'm not calling for any particular show or whatever. It's Tommy Barton. I'm calling about the convention notice that we sent you all maybe 2 weeks ago, 10 days at least. I haven't heard anything on the weekend about it. Can you tell me if it's been put on the
Well, I think I know exactly who this voice is, sir, so I'm not sure if you want me to say who the voice is, but good morning to you. And yes, I can tell you after the show, but we're in the middle of a show right now, so I'm not able to answer that question for you, although I do know that Miss Paulette did answer that question in the past couple of weeks, so perhaps your team should look at that, the answer from Miss Paulette, but I will be able to answer your question after the show for sure. I'll get in touch with you, okay? Thanks for the call. All right, we good, or we have any other calls there? All right, we're good. So we're going to go back to the digital ID discussion. And I had, before the call, I'd reread the press release again that government had published on the website gov.ky/news. You can find that press release, which was published on Friday. A lot going on. So, sometimes it can be a bit of a slick move where we're going to kind of put news at the very end of the week out. And, we're busy with our weekends. We had the long weekend that we just celebrated, National Heroes Day, the East End Surf Challenge, which was also yesterday. Again, congratulations to all the recipients who were awarded in National Heroes Day, and to two of our winners in the East End Surf Challenge. Again, those names. In the AM division, it was CJ Wisdom, and in the Pro division, it was Klein Glidden Jr., I think the third. So congratulations to those two guys as well for winning in their divisions. But anyways, back to the digital ID is what we're talking about now. So is digital ID progress? We heard from a caller saying yes, they do believe it is progress. Or is it a slippery slope? I was asking, is it necessary? Even if it is progress, is it really necessary? Do we really need this? Do we have enough information on it? For me, I'm just scratching really the surface of digital IDs and trying to unpack it and really get into it. I know my neighbor warned me about this almost a couple of years ago, and it's been in the back of my mind, but only now I'm getting around to it. So as we are now rolling out these digital IDs in the Cayman Islands, what has our public campaign been about in regards to that? And again, do we trust who's holding this information? So let's try to unpack this a little bit more by looking at exactly what a digital ID is. And in general, a digital ID is a government-issued identity. It's stored and verified digitally. It's used to access services, prove who you are, and share personal information online. You would use a digital ID instead of showing your passport, filling out the same forms, reproving who you are every time, and which, if you are a Caymanian, you know that is a very big hassle for you. You're going to be using a secure digital credential, and you're often connected to a portal or an app. So the benefits and the features of the My EID being rolled out in Cayman was not explained in the press release that I could understand at all. And you can go to the website, their website that they have, to check out a little bit more. But like one of the benefits that is explained on the website, but not necessarily in the press release, was the ability to do a digital signature, which always annoys me, I can tell you that. So that's apparently going to be one of the benefits of it. But some of the pros to having a digital ID, so some pros with this include convenience. So there's going to be less paperwork. It'll be faster access to services, and it's one verified ID instead of dozens of logins. And I don't know about y'all, but I do not have any more logins and passwords in my mind available. There's just way too much. So they're saying that this might prevent that. I don't know how. Another big pro is the belief of enhanced security, as digital IDs will be expected to be harder to forge than paper ID. They will help reduce identity fraud and will have strong encryptions in helping to protect data. I'm not sure I 1,000% believe that, because we're seeing so many deep fakes out there already in the news, constantly being used in the news, which you would think is verifiable information, facts. And yet the news is constantly bombarded with misinformation and deep fakes. So do I believe the pro of your digital ID having enhanced security and reducing identity fraud. I'm not sure I entirely believe that with digital ID. But anyways, that is considered one of the pros, the enhanced security features. Efficiency is also another pro factor for digital IDs. So for a small jurisdiction like the Cayman Islands, digital IDs will result in, it is thought to be, less administrative burden, faster public services, you know, I want to chuckle there, and better digital infrastructure for the future. So it is considered to be a baseline for other digital services that are going to be rolled out in the future. And another pro factor for digital IDs is the idea of user control. So the idea of user control means that you can choose what data is shared, you can see who accessed your information, and you don't overshare by default. Now that's the best case scenario, and while the pros of having a digital ID seem logical and perhaps persuasive, let's look at some of the cons. And I'm not against this or for it, I'm not sure. But a part of me, you know, the little punk rock part of me, I have my suspicions. So anyway, the cons. Now this is where the conversation gets a little more interesting. So con 1, the centralization of data. So one big concern is what happens when everything about me lives in one system? And what happens if or when that system gets hacked? A lot of things, a lot of hacks do happen in Cayman that you will not hear a word about. Big hacks. You will not hear a word about it. Are they supposed to be telling us? I don't know. I don't know exactly all the time. So, and I don't even want to say where it happened because this might be the last time you hear me on the buzz. But it happens. So if I can't trust what should be a very, very secure system that I know that we've heard of being hacked already in Cayman, what is going to make me trust whatever system is going to hold this information when it comes to my digital ID? So something to think about. There's massive damage when systems get hacked, and there's no undo button for that. Your information is everywhere for anybody to do what they want to do, and scammers them there, that's for sure. Con 2 is mission creep. So digital IDs often start with, it's just a government service, and it's voluntary. Register your interest. We're going to start with the leaders in the community and in government. Then we're going to start rolling this out to hopefully persuade you to get there. I mean, this is how things get done. All right, we saw it with the COVID vaccine. We're seeing it being done with digital IDs. But who else may ask, or what if digital IDs become mandatory, right? So will it be required by banks later on? Will it be required for employment? Will it be required for travel? Because they're saying digital IDs can replace passports. Is that going to be in every country? Will it be required for healthcare? Another con, cybersecurity reality, which I touched on a little bit in the pros, because the pro is supposed to be enhanced security. But let's look at cybersecurity reality. No system is 100% secure. Maybe it is, but I mean, there's always a way to get in. Talk to a hacker. I don't know any, of course. Governments get breached. Our own Cayman Islands government has been breached. Vendors make mistakes, and human error is always a factor. We have known of airlines getting hacked. Banks. I mean, again, no system is 100% secure. And yet I want to think that the majority of us know that we take our chances all the time with our personal information and our data online. We are always taking risks. We're sharing too much of ourselves or information online. I am guilty of that. And how can we ever really know or trust that our information is secure? Do we ever really, really know? Another con is digital exclusion. So not everybody is tech savvy or trust digital systems. I mean, you can kind of hear that I don't entirely. And not everybody has constant or consistent access to be online. That matters in a society with seniors, migrants, and vulnerable populations, and people who want to live off-grid or want alternative lifestyles. Not everyone wants to conform or welcome the introduction of systems that they may feel is morally wrong. Those are the pros and cons of digital IDs, and I think that it's important to note the perspective of conspiracy theorists as well, because they're not always wrong. Where there's a little bit of smoke, there's fire. And their views are that digital IDs are just about control, that they're very likely to have a form of surveillance, and they're meant to make us totally dependent on the government. I think I mentioned earlier that we already know our phones are spying on us and our smart devices within our homes. So how would digital IDs be any different in that sense? So globally, digital IDs are about economic efficiency, migration control, anti-money laundering, and more of a digital government and centralizing information. But it's also about power, data, and trust in institutions. I know we got a break right now. We got a break, but just give me another minute, Paul. So why Cayman should care? Well, our digital ID was just recently a global conversation, and now it's a Cayman reality. So the Cayman Islands is small. We know that, around 80,000 people or so. Everybody knows everybody, or we know somebody that knows you. And in a small society, these kind of systems, they just hit a little bit differently. So when you're trying to centralize data in a big country, you're one record among millions. But when you're centralizing data in a small country, you're not really that anonymous. You can be identifiable. And that changes the stakes here with digital IDs. So they sound convenient, and in many ways they are. There's less paperwork, faster access to services, no more proving who you are, apparently, over and over again. And that matters in a place where government efficiency affects daily life. And we're always harping about efficiency, especially government efficiency. But here's a real question that we all should be asking. Who holds the power in this system, the individuals or the institution? If this becomes mandatory, what else is going to be forced upon people? So the government says my EID puts people in control of their info, and that's the promise, but you decide what's shared, when it's shared, and with whom. At least that is the current promise. But promises can be broken, and they only matter if the safeguards outlive the administration that made them, because governments change, politics change, and systems, once built, they do tend to expand, not necessarily die off, but change. So today it's for accessing government services. Tomorrow, is it required for banking, for employment verification, for healthcare, for travel? Cayman also operates under intense global pressure, financial compliance, transparency rules, international standards. So we already share more data than most countries our size. So when we digitize identity, we're not just talking about convenience, we're talking about how Cayman positions itself in a global system that increasingly runs on data. So there's also a trust element. Caymanians are generally law-abiding, but also deeply protective of privacy. We value independence, and we don't like feeling monitored, tracked, or boxed in. I don't know anybody who does, especially when we fully don't understand how a system works. So once a digital identity system becomes embedded, opting out becomes really, really hard. It doesn't become easy, almost impossible. So it doesn't mean digital ID is bad. It just means it's powerful, and powerful systems demand scrutiny, checks and balances, and accountability when things go wrong, because we have all seen what happens when power gets out of hand. A lot more to learn about the digital ID system called My EID. Remember, you can go to www.myeid.egov.ky to learn more about this digital ID system in the Cayman Islands and to register your interest. So what do you think? You can let me know, I guess, on the next show. I'm definitely over on this one. So thanks for giving me a couple of extra time. There's definitely some questions I have posed about this, but maybe we'll get into a more in-depth discussion about digital IDs and the My EID program in the Cayman Islands. For now, everybody have a great Tuesday, great start of your week if your week is starting today, and have a safe week. I'll see you on Thursday.
The Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Kirk Market. Experience a world of choice. And Automotive Art Cayman. Your car, our passion. And by Dorman Day, celebrating 10 years of opening doors to brighter futures. Visit dormanday.ca.